guys, Rex here. Welcome to the Laws of Survival. We're going to go over the third law of survival today, which is basically to embrace reality, become acquainted, and actually be cool with the way things actually are, not the way you want things to be. That's the third law of survival. These are operating system laws. Your survival will be contingent upon your ability to hone in and focus your efforts and energy to do the proper things with the skills and tools that you'll acquire, wherever you'll acquire them later. You first have to have focus and a direction you're going. Otherwise, you're just using skills and tools randomly in every direction, getting nowhere, okay? So just to review, for those of you that missed the first one, I'm going to post the public version on YouTube, so you can understand what the law is, because these are synonymous with ancient time-proven systems that pre-exist me by a lot. These are not mine. They are an above system that is way beyond any of us. It has worked for over 4,000 years and has kept certain communities together for a long, long time. Love them or hate them, the system works very, very well. That being said, I will also provide the more detailed, specific training stuff on each one of these laws after I post each one of these on YouTube. I also have another version that is posted on the VSL level on the Patreon channel, and I'll share a link below for those that are serious about investing into your training, okay? All right, so the first law, to recap, you have to have a reason to survive. If you do not identify a specific and a good reason to survive, you will gravitate towards all sorts of other things and gravities. It will become a style. You'll be jumping on different bandwagons and different trends and styles rather than being grounded in what you're actually trying to accomplish. So pick a good reason. A good reason to survive is your family being happy, because that zeroes you in on one of the most powerful gravities in the universe, which is you wanting to cause them to go into the future. That is such an ingrained, wired-in instinct that has been programmed into us, that it is like one of the most powerful forces. It is what has caused us. If you don't have a reason to survive, then you're not going to try when it gets hard or uncomfortable. You have to have a reason. The second law seems redundant, but it is not. It's to embrace that specific reason with focus and discipline. So embrace that reason. Don't just know the reason exists. That doesn't help. You need to connect specifically to that reason, and you need to have the discernment and the wisdom to identify counterfeits that will use that reason to grab your gravity and steer it towards a different direction. There's all sorts of parasitic outfits and operating systems that will use your good intentions as the gravity to jujitsu you into something that looks like it's serving that. So you have to be discerning and disciplined and actually stay focused on the real reason, so that you're not vulnerable to propaganda, distractions, going down a rabbit trail way off to the side, or pursuing things for other reasons, and you're using your reason as a symbol only. You need to actually cleave to that reason with focus and reject false images of that reason, okay? The third one, embrace reality, okay? This is so critical. I don't even know how to, I can't explain how much weight is going to be removed from your shoulders if you can ever just do this. You might realize that you already are very close to where you need to be. In many regards, there's so much that you have immediate access to now. So many resources that if the grass is greener on the other side of the fence and you can't embrace the reality, what does embrace mean? It means to actually choose to be friends with reality. Choose to be friends with reality. If you can learn to love whatever environment that you're in at any given moment. Like, oh, wow, I'm in a desert. This is great. Let's work with the desert. Let's learn about the desert. I love the desert. You're going to cooperate with the desert instead of fight it. You will have a relationship with the desert instead of fighting it. Oh, man, look, I'm in the jungle. This is great. All right, now, the jungle is my friend. That is so huge. Otherwise, you're going to get into all sorts of situations trying to modify your environment and expend a huge amount of resources in many dangerous expenditures of those resources in many cases to try to modify your environment. If you're an enemy of your environment, like if you live in New York City and you decide, this is a great example, how many of you would like to have that situation living in New York City? You need to decide when you're going, if you're passing through or if you're going to be there for a weekend or if you have to go there for work, or God forbid if you live there. You need to decide while you are there if you want to survive in it. Oh, wow, I'm in the city. The city's my friend. Like that song from the Red Hot Chili Peppers. What was it? Under the Bridge, right? Yeah, I should sing it for you. If you guys want me to sing it for you, I'll sing it on Patreon, okay? But you need to fall in love with the city of angels if that's where you live. Los Angeles? Why? Because if you cooperate with your environment, it's a lot more harmonious of an outcome. If you fight your environment, if you try to turn the desert into Florida, it is not going to be very good for you. How much energy is it going to take for you to turn that into Florida? Or if you try to turn your little corner of the woods into New York City so you can be surrounded by people again. Well, you know what I'm saying? Or if you're in New York City and I want to live in North Dakota. Well, it's not North Dakota, so you better embrace the reality now. Stop resenting your actual conditions. This goes for also, if you want to survive, guys, this goes for your situation financially. Embrace reality. You should see whatever situation you're in. This is a master skill set. Whatever situation you find yourself in. If you become an adversary to that situation and fight it, that's not wise. Why not be a friend? How about this? If you're wealthy, then, oh, great, I'm wealthy. Look at all these resources I have. I can do things. If you're poor, you have more time and you have more freedom and more mobility. You're less latched down to things. If you're in a small house, well, that's very efficient. It's very easy to take care of a small house. I don't have to walk as far to get from point A to point B. The family's closer together. If you're in a huge house, well, we have lots of room. You need to stop resenting your actual conditions. Because what will happen? If you're not satisfied when you make a little camp, oh no, I need to modify this camp into something that it is not. Now you are exposing yourself in so many different ways. We need like 50 logs to convert this into that. You're gonna modify. How much you're gonna modify your environment? Do you guys remember the what do they call them? The elves. The elves on that movie, The Lord of the Rings, like Elrond, and they have that Rivendell town. Well, if you read the mythology of Tolkien, if you like it or hate it, I don't know. The idea of the elves is they're kind of hippies almost, and they're just cool with whatever environment they're in. And they're like, I don't want to cut that tree down. We'll just build the house. We'll just use the tree. We're not going to cut this mountain away. We'll just build into the mountain. They morph into their environment. They cooperate with their environment. And I'm not trying to be a hippie or a freaking whatever, any of that stuff. But if you're in a sailboat, great. I'm in the sailboat. Look at all this water. There's abundance of us. Learn to like seafood. If you live on the coast, if you live in the Arctic has a beautiful piece to it. You need to stop resenting, and you need to stop needing something that you are not supposed to have. Okay? So if you can stop trying to, in vanity, modify reality all the time, it's going to be very, 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 very huge expenditure of resources on your end, okay? So the denial, the field principle, guys, because you like the field principles, right? The denial of reality wastes time and energy. When you deny the actual authority of the reality that you're in. You're wasting time and energy. You need to be prepared for the situation you are actually in first. If you're in a small car, be like, oh, wow, this is cozy. If you're in a huge car, great. I don't have to worry about hitting deer. You understand? How many of you guys are not satisfied with the situation you are in now? But you think if you change it to this other imaginary situation, do you think when you arrive at that other situation you have in your mind, you're going to be happy there? I know a lot of guys who that is not the case. They get exactly what they wanted, and then they're not happy with that. Now they got to modify this. They got to continuously change things. They're only happy in the adversarial relationship with anything that they're dealing with. You know what I mean? You ever know a chick like that who changes her man to be exactly the way she wanted, then she like destroys him, and now he needs to change into this deal? I've seen dudes go through that shit. There's men that do that to other men too, right? So you got to be careful to be an adversary to everything that you're touching. Hey, your environment has endless opportunities. I don't care what environment you're in. If you're in the Gobi Desert and there's nobody there, well, you don't have to worry about being robbed, right? So become a friend to wherever you're going to be, right? And here's the biggest problem. In the prepper sphere, okay, and I'm not talking about people who are into preparedness or prepping. Don't read that wrong. There is this other thing called the prepper sphere, which is like the apocalyptic worldview prepper club that wants to like fight everything. And it's like 11-year-old boys, right? If you're not cool with whatever your situation is, you are going to dedicate your life into trying to build another image for yourself rather than just embracing what you're good at, right? So be cool with whatever you are too, right? So a lot of guys who are really good farmers, for some twisted reason, they want to become really good at door kicking. What the hell's up with that? That's not the situation they're in, but they're not happy with their boring existence because they have not embraced reality, which is that they're a farmer. And farming is okay. It's okay to be a farmer. You do not need to be a door kicker. In fact, that's kind of a bad idea, right? And if you're a door kicker, then you don't have to be a farmer. Maybe that's your skill. That's okay. Work for the police and help the good guys or something. You understand the thing? But when you crave stuff that's not reality, and when you try to twist reality and basically embrace these other false images, you're going to be at permanent contention with everything you touch, okay? So it's relatively simple. It's embracing. That means liking whatever you can do now. I'll tell you something. There's no amount of stuff you can buy, no amount of skills you can attain, no amount of capabilities you can gain that will change you being happy and content enough to be at peace in whatever area you are in now. If you can't learn to be at peace with where you're at now, are you telling me you're going to survive by running into the woods? You are on crack. If you can't be happy in your perfect situation in your house now, then don't try to make it worse. You're not ready for that yet. You need to first master being cool with here. How about this? You ever break down your car? Man, when I was young, I had a bunch of old cars. A V-belt flies off. Water pump, car's overheating. And you just kind of got to sit there for a while. Hang out where you're trying to makeshift something out of a belt or, tape something together, get a rope. And so while you're sitting there, you can either have a bad time with where you are and what your reality is. Oh, we broke down. Well, that's fun. Look at that hill. Isn't that a beautiful sunset over there? That is spectacular thunderstorm headed our way. Maybe we'll see some good lightning, right? As you're broken down 90 miles from town in the middle of the Badlands. I've had that happen, right? Oh, wow, look at this cool rock. What kind of rock is this? If you're going to be there anyways, if you can't learn to be cool with it, you are going to go into a freaking panic. And then you're going to do dumb shit. Like try to force your environment to change or force yourself to try to exit that environment. We need to make 14 miles on foot immediately. Now you've embarked on a treacherous journey or a treacherous mission to try to fight the environment you're in or exfiltrate your environment when you could have just been cool sitting there. You ever get lost in the woods? I almost did once. We just had paper maps and compasses way up in the mountains. And I had a pretty good idea of where we're at, but when you get in the deep part of the trees, you can't see any landmarks. And if you kind of lose direction, right? There's been a couple times where I'm like, I got a general idea about exactly where I'm at, but I'm not 100% sure. There's a panic that hits in when you start to think, hold on a minute, where the hell am I at? The grizzly bear's going to eat me. Oh my gosh, I'm going to freeze to death in the winter. Or you can be calm. I was with my wife. I'm like, well, this is a neat little side journey we're on. I could have swore there was a cliff there and a down ramp here, not the other way around. We dedicated 10 hours walking down this huge mountain, and there's a 500-foot cliff that was not on the map sheet, man. It was not where I thought it should be, and I didn't see a cliff on there. So you can panic now, or you can enjoy it. Wow, this is going to be fun. All right, I think I know where we're at. We just need to go that way. We'll hit the river, and then we'll get back to the car, right? Yeah. So being cool is the benefit and the fruit. And when you're cool and you're at peace, you guys need to watch the movie Kelly's Heroes. There's the character Oddball who's driving the tank. I think it's Donald Sutherland when he was young. Pretty funny character, man. And he's way, way laid back in the middle of World War II.
Hi, man.
What are you doing?
I'm drinking wine and eating cheese and catching some rays,
What's happening?
Well, the tank's broken and they're trying to fix it.
Then why the hell aren't you up there helping them?
Oh, man. I only ride them. I don't know what makes them work.
You ever meet someone who could not be happy in a good situation? Where their situation was incredible, their situation was excellent, and they were good, but they didn't have everything. They weren't in command of everything. And they were so miserable because they focused on the parts of their environment they could not yet conquer. So if you are the kind of guy that wants to conquer and own your environment, have at it. There's a better way that's way more harmonious, that has existed for longer than outfits that do that. Those outfits burn themselves out and destroy themselves, get into wars, get into conflicts, lose all their support. Never works. You have to learn to be cool in the midst of a non-perfect ideal thing, right? You ever meet someone who got their ice cream cone passed to them wrong and they damn near had a seizure? Some people can turn very easy things into highly stressful situations. They're a master at it. Those guys need to learn rule number 3. It's a law. Embrace reality. That means be cool with it. Doesn't mean embrace the suck. If you embrace the suck, that's some bonehead shit. You need to embrace the peace in every situation you could be in. I've done this traveling through huge cities, like bad neighborhoods in London or Brussels. Okay, well, this is pretty interesting. I'm probably not going to want to sleep right here, but we'll just keep walking. If you can embrace the reality and actually enjoy it, you are now slipping through with zero friction. And zero friction helps you to maintain your movement in your direction you want to go, to maintain focus and peace and not be distracted or thrown off your rocker by adrenaline. So embrace reality, man. On part 2 of this lesson, we're going to continue on Patreon. We're going to talk a lot more about some examples there and how this manifests in real life, okay? We'll give examples. And I can tell some stories about where I've been in different situations in life and different perspectives so you can learn what this is supposed to look like, all right? So if you're enjoying these, please let us know. If you would like to support the operation, please join us on Patreon. If you'd like to see the heavy-duty training videos, then you can start at the VSL level. It's cheaper than a third of a candy bar. And only you can care about your training enough to invest in it. So I encourage you to join us if you find this helpful. Rex out. So I hope this is instructional. So much more over on the Patreon channel. We have all sorts of training over there if you like this kind of stuff. If you want to actually learn something that has a half-life of more than 10 minutes, we don't go over frivolous things there that are boom, 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 where the expiration date is like 2 days, because we're not covering the pipe smoke, the current events, things like that. We're talking about things that last, that are operational system adjustments for us, that are time-proven methodologies. We talk about systems. We talk about real things, how to drive you. Okay? We also talk about the RX classroom. We have a lot of fun. If you want to learn precision physics, physics are always valid, whether that be the physics of morality, the physics of how a human rolls, the physics of biology, or physics itself, which is applied physics with the long-range precision stuff. Physics are like the laws of the universe are always the same. Gravity, okay, that's controversial, forgive me, like Newtonian physics, is always going to be true as far as we can test. The same is true with what we do over on our Patreon. We have a different style of doing things. It's not flash of the pan, emotional outburst, barking at the circus show, although that is fun to chase tires and comment on every piece of drama from Nancy Pelosi's basement or whatever's happening in the world. I do not know. We're talking about things that have solid, permanent realities that we are delinquent on. How much of your pie chart is focused on the short-term 2-second drama on the news? That's not being prepared, and that's not being wise. That stuff expires so quick. In fact, it is designed to attrit you. That means to burn you out. It is designed to continuously keep your RAM trying to process stuff that's changing every 2 seconds. Most of it is plain propaganda or made up. But it's distracting you from doing those solid, systematic, foundational adjustments, which then actually enhances your true preparedness, because you become an able man of the Most High. And you're operating in a way He would have us do things. And with that, we'd love to have you come and join us on Patreon. If you are a paid member, if you are actually we have a paywall filter. That's for safety of the classroom and of the people there, to reduce the dross, and also its proper weights and measures. We'd love to have you there. And if you'd like to support this operation and what we've been doing here for all these, it's been over 10 or 12 years or something now, we very much appreciate that. So thank you very much, and we'll catch you on the flip side, gentlemen. Rex out.